The school hallway echoed with laughter, but not the good kind. It was sharp, cruel, the kind that made you flinch even if it wasn't aimed at you. 3 teenage boys cornered the new teacher near the lockers, sneering as they mocked her accent and quiet nature. What they didn't know was that someone else was watching, someone who'd seen real bullies before, on and off the battlefield. Jake Turner, a single dad and retired Army veteran, had come to the school that morning to drop off his 10-year-old daughter, Lily. He'd been through war zones, but nothing made his heart ache more than seeing a teacher, someone dedicating her life to kids, being harassed by her own students. He took a deep breath, the kind that soldiers take before walking into chaos, and stepped forward. "Hey!" His voice boomed through the hall like a command. The boys froze, startled. "You think that's funny? Try picking on someone who can fight back." The teacher, Miss Elena Brooks, turned, eyes wide. She was new to town, new to this school, and though she stood tall, there was a flicker of fear in her eyes. Jake's heart twisted. He knew that look. He'd seen it in young soldiers on their first day in combat. The bullies muttered something under their breath and shuffled away, their laughter fading. Jake turned to Elena. "You okay, ma'am?" She nodded, trying to smile. "I'm fine. Thank you, Mr. Turner." "Jake Turner. My daughter's in your class." "Lily Turner." "Oh," she said, her expression softening. "Lily's wonderful. She helped me carry my books yesterday." Jake chuckled. "She gets that from her mom, well, from her memory anyway." His voice faltered for a second. His wife had passed away 3 years ago, leaving him to raise Lily alone. It hadn't been easy. Elena's eyes softened. "I'm sorry." He shrugged it off like soldiers do, hiding pain behind a polite nod. "No worries. Just doing my duty." What Jake didn't know was that Elena Brooks was no ordinary teacher. She'd taught in rough neighborhoods before, had seen tougher kids, and had dealt with bullies her whole life. What she didn't show, what she never bragged about, was that she was a 3rd-degree black belt in karate. She didn't need rescuing, but she appreciated the kindness. Over the next few weeks, Jake and Elena crossed paths often. He volunteered to help with school security, repairing fences, and running weekend events. Lily adored Miss Brooks, and Jake couldn't deny there was something about her, something steady, calm, yet strong beneath the surface. He'd watch her teaching kids patience, discipline, and respect. The same values he'd tried to teach his soldiers. But peace never lasts long when lessons are still unlearned. One Friday afternoon, the same bullies cornered Elena again, this time behind the gym after school. They'd caught her alone, mocking her gentle nature, calling her weak. What they didn't expect was for her to turn around, calmly place her bag down, and tell them, "You should really walk away now." They laughed. But the laughter stopped fast when one of them lunged forward and found himself flat on the ground before he could blink. Elena moved with grace and precision, dodging, blocking, and disarming without hurting them, just enough to make her point. Jake arrived moments later, having been called by another teacher. He froze when he saw the scene. 3 stunned teenagers standing in silence, and Miss Brooks standing tall, composed, not even out of breath. What just happened?" Jake managed. Elena smiled faintly. "A little lesson in discipline." The boys mumbled apologies, faces red, and shuffled away, promising never to mess with her, or anyone, again. Jake let out a low whistle. "Remind me never to get on your bad side." Elena chuckled softly. "You're safe, Mr. Turner. I only fight when I have to." He nodded, impressed. "Guess you didn't need saving after all." "No," she said, her eyes kind. "But it meant a lot that you tried." That moment changed something between them. Respect turned into friendship, friendship into quiet admiration. Over time, they began spending more time together, helping Lily with school projects, volunteering for community events, even sharing coffee on quiet Saturday mornings. Jake found himself healing from the loneliness he'd carried since his wife's passing. And Elena found in Jake something she'd been missing, a sense of family, of belonging. But the true turning point came months later, at the school's Veterans Day assembly. Elena asked Jake to speak about courage, not the kind on battlefields, but the kind it takes to be a parent, a teacher, or even a kid standing up for what's right. Jake spoke from his heart, and by the time he finished, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. When he stepped down from the stage, Elena and Lily ran up to him. Lily hugged him tight, whispering, "I'm proud of you, Daddy." Elena smiled through tears. You didn't just teach the kids today, Jake, you taught all of us. He smiled back. Guess we both did, huh? From that day on, they weren't just a teacher and a veteran, or even just two lonely hearts trying to heal. They became a team, one teaching strength of mind, the other strength of heart. Together, they built something worth fighting for. As the screen fades to black, Jake's voice echoes softly. Real strength isn't about how hard you can hit, it's about how much love you can give when life hits you hardest. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Let's spread stories that remind the world, kindness and courage are the greatest powers of all.